Oh no, y'all, with the patriarchy, I think Knick Fuentes kind of shook Candace with this one. How are you good people doing, my American brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Make sure you guys are following me on the platforms that you see above and below. Clicking this thumbs up button is how my content can stay consistently recommended to you. And when you do subscribe to the channel, do not forget to hit the bell notification, which will bring down the drop box and select all notification when it does that. That way you'll be notified when I post a video. Last but not least, do not forget to go and check out my other YouTube channel called Man, Husband, Father. We're trying to get to 7,000 subs right there, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate it if you go over there and do everything I'm asking you to do over here. Do it over there. We ain't going to waste no time, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not been following me in my part 1 series of this Candace Owens and Knick Fuentes, I recommend you go watch the first video. It's not like this is a segue into the second one. But anyway, in this particular video right here, they're going to be discussing basically certain roles. Man, husband, father, woman, wife, mother. And there's something in here that's going to kind of shake Candace up a little bit right here, ladies and gentlemen. I want y'all to see this, okay? Without further ado, let's get ready to go into this. All right, here we go.
And sometimes when I see the things that you say, I do think, okay, he doesn't take into account family. Like it's just Knick. Knick is in his own world, which can be, I think, a quite selfish perspective, which is fine. That's what you're saying. You like being selfish is another way to say what you just said. I like being selfish and I don't want to give of myself to somebody else. But
well, I also think there's something selfless involved, which is to say, I could go and start a family and drag them into a world of mine, which is pretty chaotic. You know, I mean, is this really the kind of a lifestyle? If I'm banned on everything and I can't make a living, I'm banned from banking, I'm banned from credit card processing, I'm getting doxxed, people are showing up to my house trying to kill me, things like that. And what's more, I mean, let's also get, you know, I also don't appreciate the lecture. You don't know me.
Hold on. Wait. He made a good point right there.
I also think there's something selfless involved, which is to say, I could go and start a family and drag them into a world of mine, which is pretty chaotic. You know, I mean, is this really the kind of a lifestyle? If I'm banned on everything and I can't make a living, I'm banned from banking, I'm banned from credit card processing.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen, he makes I get it. I'm saying, but as a man, though, everybody has their decisions to make. He's pretty much saying that if he brings a family into this world, being the person that he is, he think that in his world, he's being selfless, because why would he bring his wife and possible children into a world where their lives are going to be in danger? Because if he's being doxxed, being banned from all platforms, can't make a living, can't get a credit card, can't bank nowhere because of what he has been labeled in the world, he's saying I'm selfish by not bringing him into that hell of a life. What are y'all thoughts on that? Like right now, y'all let me know in the comment section, what are y'all thoughts when it comes to that scenario right there? All right, now this next one that we get ready to go into, watch what he says right here. I think it kind of tripped Candace up a little bit.
I'm getting doxxed. People are showing up to my house trying to kill me, things like that. And what's more, I mean, let's also get, you know, I also don't appreciate the lecture. You don't know me, you know, so I know you're married. I know you're older than me, but you don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know my situation. I don't think you're in a position to give me advice, especially as a woman, honestly.
Y'all, there's going to be a lot of y'all out there. Because this is where that patriarchy mindset kind of kicks in. When I say patriarchy, I think in this particular case right here, I can see where Knick is coming from, because he's saying you don't know me, so who are you to advise me, especially as a woman? He's most likely, as in my opinion, he comes off as a type of guy, from me seeing other videos of his, he can take it from a man, right? Because it's like a relatable thing, but taking it from a woman, because in his mind, it's coming from somebody from a woman lecturing him. He's thinking like she's emotional. She's seeing it from a different lens, whatever like that. But in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just telling y'all straight up, there are times and there are settings where taking advice from a woman, depending on what type of advice it is that she's giving and the subject of the matter, you definitely don't want to take that away, because if it's a doctor or something like that, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But in this particular case, What are y'all thoughts on this? When him saying, who are you to lecture me about this? And let's see what he says.
If you don't know my situation, I don't think you're in a position to give me advice, especially as a woman, honestly. I don't think women, this is something in the right wing. We say we're anti-feminist, and then women go around telling men what to do. We're
Y'all? He's saying some stuff.
Not their husbands. And, I don't really buy into that ideologically, but that's besides the point. My life has been tumultuous from the very beginning. From the time I turned 18, people were coming for my neck and trying to get me, and I was kicked out of college. And then, once you're branded as an anti-Semite, before it became cool or popular, can't get a job, can't make a living, get banned from PayPal, all this kind of stuff. That's a very difficult environment to try to have a dating life. What do? I go out on Tinder, I go to a bar, and I say, hey, I'm a neo-Nazi Knick Fuentes that the ADL is writing articles about every day. I'm going to start a dating profile on Tinder. People are going to screenshot that, mess with me in all kinds of ways. It's a very difficult predicament, actually, for me, because I took on basically a huge sacrifice at the beginning. And I don't know that you really appreciate that enough. I think that you're somebody who, you had a career in politics for as long as I was fighting a battle. You were at Daily Wire with a contract. You're at Turning Point. You're making good money. You're doing book deals. You're part of this thing that I'm criticizing and paying a very heavy price for at a time when no one's saying those things, when it's very unpopular. And it's not to say that I'm a victim, because I did it willingly and I love it and I would do it again. But it is to say that, you and I have lived very different lives. And, it's easy, I think, for you to say you had your husband, have your kids, you got your ducks in a row, made quite a bit of money. Then you discovered the truth, and then you went out on a limb. And it's not to say you didn't make sacrifices and it wasn't a risk, and it paid off. You're doing great now, and I congratulate you. But with me, there was no calculation. I mean, I almost want to say I was 17. What's your excuse? I was 17, and I woke up, and I went balls to the wall, bucket of ice cold water, as you say. Mm-hmm. I made a lot of enemies, and maybe that wasn't wise. But I told the truth, and I took on extremely heavy cost for my personal life. It basically has made it so that I can't have a personal life. I don't even have many friends. Forget about, dating women. I can't even really have a lot of male friends because there's such an incentive to betray me, to turn your back on me, because there are people that are being paid to attack me all the time on Twitter or for information about me, things like that. So, it's something like everything else that I'm figuring out one step at a time, just like my show. And, when I get banned from something, whether or not I'll be able to have a family and kids and what that'll look like. But I mean, it's a little more complicated, I think, than maybe you understand.
And to that point, he's telling the truth. He said nothing wrong. He said, I don't think you're in a position to give me advice, especially as a woman. This is something in the right wing. We say we're anti-feminists. And then women go around telling men what to do who are not their husbands. Y'all, I'm just telling y'all, there's a lot of people that got that same sort of mindset now. Let's keep it real. It's not to say. It all depends on the individual. It's not to say, like, for example, would it have been different if there was a black man sitting there telling Knick Fuentes that? Because if he's all about this mindset that, he believes that white people are, who they are. And from what they're saying, I don't know him personally. But if his mindset is that of black people are lower in IQ, is it possible, for example, Knick Fuentes is having a conversation with me who let's just keep it real. I'm an intellectual. OK, if he's having a conversation with me and I said this same thing, would it be acceptable? Or would he look at me and say, you a black man, an African descent, you're not smarter than me. I can't take information from you because I've been married longer than Candace Owens. I'm a black man. I'm educated. I'm well off. I'm successful. And if I said this same thing to Knick Fuentes, how would he take it from me? You can't tell me. Would he say the same thing? I do not know. And let me just tell y'all, I, through another source, have reached out to try to have a conversation with them. And I let them know I'm not here to try to do I'm not here to debate you in a way of, I just want to know what happened or why do you have the mindset that you have? Because I think that we all should be able to sit down and have conversations like this, despite our differences, whether you label him as a racist or not. I even had like a subscriber one time. I wanted to talk to her father, who she said he's a racist. He said he would have a conversation with me. We were trying to set it up to where we would talk. I just want to know why his mindset is like it is. He agreed to it. I don't know what happened with it. I don't know why we never did it. But I'm not one of those. I'm not scared to talk to anybody. I don't care if they don't like me, whatever like that. I would just want to get to the root cause of what's causing them to have the mindset like they have. You shouldn't be caring about that. No, you shouldn't be caring about it. That's why you're not the one interested in asking them questions, which is fine. Okay? Anyway, what do y'all think about how he said you as a woman shouldn't be advising me on anything, being in the position that you're in, because you don't know. I mean, I'm just saying to an extent. The Bible even talks about how women should be silent in the church and things like that. Is that a sort of patriarchy right there? You know what I mean? Is that a little bit of where that mindset comes from? And again, in my opinion, women can advise depending on what their occupation is, what it is that they do, whatever like that. But Knick was right. Y'all disagree with me? He was right. Like, you trying to lecture me, you got the kids, you got this, you got that, and you see all the things that he said. You was able to build some stuff first. You can fall back on something now that you're saying the things that I was saying. I didn't have that in the beginning. What are y'all thoughts on this? Leave it in the comments below after this video. I might do a part 3 to this. Don't forget to do what y'all see in this animation right here to greatly help the channel. The next video that I will be doing after this one, most likely, I think is going to be that one up there. Things I did as of yesterday or today that you may have missed will be right here. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.